Hello, this is a tutorial on how to one-cycle the dragon. I highly recommend you download the end practice map. The link for it will be down below. One-cycling is a strat that abuses an intended mechanic in Minecraft. Beds will explode if you try to sleep in it in the end. These bed explosions can be used to damage the ender dragon by blowing them up as it tries to perch on the end fountain. So here are some quick steps you need to know if you want to attempt a one-cycle. Step 1. The setup. The setup is quite easy to build, but there is one piece of information that you need to know before setting it up. The end island is composed of 4 directions. The player spawns on the east side, while the direction you want the dragon to perch from is either north or south. This means that your setup has to be on this line. When you approach the end fountain, all you need to do is place a single piece of obsidian or crying obsidian on either sides of these 2 directions. You can also use respawn anchors as a substitute or combined with beds. These blocks will also explode in the end, so if you have any of them in your inventory, it's important to utilize them. Place an anchor or several on top of your obsidian and prime it with a glowstone. Remember, it needs to be placed over an obsidian, as the explosion alone can kill you if you don't block the damage done by the block. Once the setup is placed, it's important to stand far away from the end fountain, as the dragon has a higher chance of perching the further you are from the center. I also want to emphasize that if you haven't already, turn on hitboxes by pressing F3 and B at the same time. This will help you immensely during the one cycle. Step 2. Pre-one cycle. You've just built a setup and are now waiting for the dragon to perch. At this point, you should focus on 3 different things. Number 1, the dragon will only perch by snapping between these 2 obsidian towers opposite of you, which is why you should pay attention to its movements if it ever gets close to that area. A good way of recognizing if the dragon is about to perch at this point is to see if it's starting to go backwards slightly. I highly recommend that you use the practice map in the description to build familiarity to the dragon's movements just as it's about to perch. Number 2, as the dragon is perching, it's very important that you're familiar with the action of throwing a pearl towards the end fountain. Practice this heavily before actual runs, as many have choked a one cycle before they could even attempt it in the first place. Number 3 is the dragon swings. The dragon has 2 different directions it can swing in, left or right. This is a left swing and this is a right one. A tip that I like to give is that the dragon will usually go towards the direction it will swing towards. So for example, this dragon is about to start swinging, but you can also see it slightly leaning towards the left. I could use this information to pre-place myself on the perch on the left side and get ready for the one cycle. And this is where step 3 comes in, the actual one cycle. The dragon is about to perch. At this point, you should have looked at which direction the dragon is swinging at and gone to the correct side. You want to place yourself almost underneath the obsidian you placed, around here. This will give you ample vision of the dragon. But why is it so important to recognize which side of the perch you stand on? Well, this is where things get a bit technical. Pay attention to the hitbox of the dragon. If you're standing on the correct side, you will be able to clearly see the dragon's head. This will allow you to accurately time when you need to explode each bed. The objective is to explode the bed as soon as the small hitbox inside the dragon's head is over the bed. The closer the dragon's head is to the pillow part of the bed, the more damage you will do. And this is why step 4 is so important, the timing. The timing of when you should explode a bed varies on one thing, the height of the dragon itself. The dragon can have 3 different heights, too high, optimal, and too low. If the dragon is too high, it means that the damage you do when exploding the bed is reduced. Despite this, you should still explode the bed, because if you don't, the next swing will be too low and the dragon will break the bed. The second height is the optimal one. This is where most 4 beds are done. The third one is too low. This is where things get a bit tricky. If it's too low, you should always explode it before the optimal timing, because if you don't, it will break the bed and the one cycle will fail. Practice getting used to different heights, so you can recognize when a dragon is either too low, too high, or just right. The dragon is at the correct height. It's at this point you should be looking at the dragon's hitbox as it swings over your head. You want to pay attention to its head, and when it reaches the edge of the bedrock pillar, you explode it right here. And as it swings around again, you repeat this by once again exploding it right here at the other corner. It's important to know that if you end up delaying your explosion, you can risk having the dragon flip to the other side. This means that you can no longer see its head, making the one cycle a lot harder. There really is no quick fix other than timing your beds correctly and getting used to one-cycling a flipped dragon. By following these 4 simple steps, you should be able to comfortably one-cycle the dragon the next time you're on PB pace. Thank you so much for watching.